Hey kids! Today, before beginning our session, I want you to tell me your daily routine and I also want you to jot it down on a piece of paper. You might not have realized, but all the sentences that you have written on the piece of paper, they are all written in simple present tense. You do not believe me? Let's see it here with the help of my example. So, I have taken my daily routine. I get up early in the morning. So, this sentence is written in simple present tense. I brush my teeth. Again, it is written in simple present tense. I take a bath. I pray to God. I take my classes. All these sentences are written in simple present tense. So, simple present tense is a tense that denotes a habit or a daily routine or something that takes place every day. Now, we'll be learning about the 5 golden rules of simple present tense. One of the rules we have already discussed, which is habits or daily routines. The second one is that if the verb is in base form or base plus s or base plus es, then the sentence is written in simple present tense. Let's see it with the help of some examples. She reaches the school on time. Now let us locate the verb. Reaches is the verb. If we break it up and write it like this, reach plus es, then this reaches is written in base plus es form. Because this is written in base plus es form, that is why this sentence is in simple present tense. Let's move on to the second sentence. He asks a lot of questions. So let us look at the verb first. Asks is the verb here. So if we break it up and write it like this, ask plus s, then this verb is in base plus s form, right? Because it is in base plus s form, that is why it is again in simple present tense. Let's move on to the third one. They bring chocolates from the nearest store. Now here, bring is in the base form. I hope you remember what the base form is. The base form is the present form of verb. So because the base form is directly used here, that is why again this sentence is written in simple present tense. The next rule is that is, am or are should be present in the sentence, but there should be no other verb along with is, am or are, right? So let's see it with the help of an example. She is a doctor. Now what is the verb here? Is the only verb here. There is no other verb along with it. That is why this sentence is written in simple present tense. But when I say she is writing a story, then there are two verbs, is and writing. So this sentence is not in simple present tense. See, is not alone here, is accompanied with another verb which is writing. Let's move on to the second one. I am a woman. This sentence has am in it and there is no other verb. That means am is all lonely. So that is why it is in simple present tense. But when I say I am reading, there are two verbs, am and reading. Because am is not alone, it is accompanied by reading, which is another verb. That is why this sentence is not in simple present tense. The next golden rule is that either has or have should be present in the sentence, but they should be all alone. All alone means that there should be no other verb along with has or have. So when I say she has a car, in this sentence there is only one verb, has, and has is all alone. So that is why this sentence is written in simple present tense. She has eaten her breakfast. Now in this sentence there are two verbs, has and eaten, right? So has is not alone. So that is why this sentence is not in simple present tense. When I move on to the second one, I have a small puppy. There is only one verb, have, and have is all alone. That is why this sentence is in simple present tense. But when I say I have seen the movie, in this sentence, we have two verbs, have and seen. Because along with have, there's one more verb and that makes it two verbs in the sentence. So have is not alone. So this is not in simple present tense. The last rule is that if do is present in the sentence or does is present in the sentence, then you can be sure that the sentence is written in simple present tense. So when I say he does not play football, because of the presence of the word does in the sentence, this sentence is written in simple present tense. When you move on to the second one, they do not go to the park. So because do is present in the sentence, because of the presence of the word do, this sentence again is written in simple present tense. Let us now understand the usage of do and does. So do is used with plural nouns and pronouns, and does is used with singular nouns and pronouns. So when I say the boy, boy is a singular noun. So with singular noun we are going to use does. So we are going to choose this option. The boy does not eat apples. Now let's move on to the next one. The monkeys does not bark. So monkeys is a plural noun. So with plural nouns we use do. So the monkeys do not bark. Now let us understand the usage of do and does with various pronouns. So he is singular pronoun. So that is why we are going to use does with it. She again is a singular pronoun. So again does. It again singular. So does. They is a plural pronoun. So that is why we are going to use do with it. Now I is singular but we treat it as plural. So that is why we are going to use do. We again is plural, so do. Now you is singular and plural both, but we treat it as plural. That is why we are going to use do with it. Now let us understand what negative and affirmative sentences are. So a negative sentence states something as false. A negative sentence is also the one that contains negative words like the no or the not. So when I say there are no apples in the basket, because of the presence of the word no, this becomes a negative sentence. Similarly, he will not come to school, because of the presence of this word not, this again is a negative sentence. When we talk about affirmative sentences, they are also called as positive sentences and they state something as true. Just as there are apples in the basket and he will come to school, they both are positive sentences because they do not contain the word no or a not. Now comes the most important part. We are going to learn the conversion of positive sentences into negative, and all those sentences that we'll be discussing, they'll all be in simple present tense. So before that, let's do a drill. So do and does, put a not and use the base form of verb. Let us do it once more. Do and does, put a not, use the base form of verb. So what does that mean? So while conversion, first you are going to write the girls. Then you have to use either do or does. Whether to use do or does will depend upon the noun here. So the noun is plural, so we are going to use do. Then what is the second step? Put a not. So we are going to put a not here. And what's the third step? Use the base form of verb. So this is the verb in the sentence. This is already in the base form, so we are going to use play. And the rest is badminton. So the entire sentence becomes, the girls do not play badminton. Let us understand this with the help of another example. She watches TV daily. So we are going to start off by writing she. Now she is a singular pronoun. So with singular pronouns we use does. So we are going to use do the first step and use does. And what's the second step? put a knot. So we are going to put a knot here. And then what is the third step? Use the base form of verb. So what is the verb here? Watches. So when we break it up and write it as watch plus es, that means this is in base plus es form. So the base form is watch. So we are going to use watch here. So the sentence becomes that she does not watch television daily. Now let us see the last example. I dance gracefully. Now we'll write I and follow these steps. Use do or does. So because I is singular but we treat it as plural, so we are going to use do with it. Then put a knot. And then use the base form of verb. So dance is already in the base form, so we are going to use dance gracefully. So the sentence becomes I do not dance gracefully. Okay children, now it's time for me to go. So bye bye.